It's Lucy Bland here. And at the time of recording in Melbourne, we're in the second wave or, second lockdown of coronavirus. And so what I thought would be cool to do is just a small video series on productivity tips, writing tips, etc. And so it's completely unscripted. So I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants. And actually the only thing I have for today is like a little memo with what I wanna talk about, which is how I set up my day for maximum success. And so especially now that we're in lockdown or many people around the world are working from home and really having quite disrupted work routines, I think that like the way you set up your day in the morning is really crucial to how the day unfolds for you and whether you feel successful or not, whether you get the things you want to get done. And kind of over the long term, because really our experience is just a string of days, how you get to your goals over the long term. So I just wanted to do like a very, very quick video on how I start my days, and that might provide you with some advice or some little tips or pointers on how maybe you could improve how you start your day. And so, for example, at the moment, I think because I'm really, really stressed about coronavirus, I sleep about 12 hours a day, which is quite unusual, but it does mean that I kind of wake up at around like 9:30 or 10, which is not my usual self. But I just kind of go with it and like let myself, have as much sleep as I need, as much rest as I need, because if I don't have that, then really the whole rest of the day goes down the toilet. So, I wake up, have my breakfast, get dressed, especially if I'm working from home, I will get dressed, I will wear makeup, and at least try and, put myself into like a positive and productive mindset. And then what I do really when I get to my desk, so today I didn't meditate, like I have to say, on the days where I feel really like lost at sea, or I don't know what to work on, or I feel a little bit off kilter, the first thing I will do will be to meditate for 20 minutes. But today I feel kind of ready to go. I had this idea for this video, so that's what I wanted to focus on. And so usually what I do when I get at my desk, and today I'm here at my desk, you can see my office room at home, is like I'll just take a few seconds to check in into my body and just into my mind and kind of see where I'm at. And so actually when I sat down at my desk today, I could feel like my jaw was a little bit tense, kind of feeling a bit tight in the chest, and just without judging, like I know that I'm just a little bit stressed, and I think a lot of us will feel that way. And so it's not about making excuses for how the day will go or not go based on that, but like just have some awareness of where you are at. And then, if I'm on a day where I feel a little bit stressed like today, then I might take different steps, to try and remedy this or cater for this. How I start my day in terms of work, I pretty much have two versions. So if I know exactly what I'm working on, then I'll dive straight into like my most productive work. And so for me, that's editing. But if you're an academic, it might be writing a paper. If you're a business owner, it might be, servicing your clients or sending your invoices, whatever the top task that maybe you've prepared for the list the day before. What is that task that will bring the maximum impact? However, on a day like today, I actually don't know what the best thing to do is. And so I kind of go through my kind of collecting, amalgamating information and prioritizing routine. That's very much inspired by the Getting Things Done book by David Allen. And so I will link that in the comments below. And even though the Getting Things Done book, it's a very old book now. I think it's like 30 years old. Some bits are a bit outdated. The core concepts of it are really great. So basically, to get things done, you need to start by collecting all the things you need to do. That sounds really evident, but what most people actually fail to do is like collect all these things into one place or system. And then they also try and prioritize as they go, which really is too much for your brain. Like you can't really collect things and decide what the most important thing is at the same time. So really you just here focus on collecting all the stuff you need to do and then sorting it out. So an example, like because I'm working from home at the moment, everything just goes on my work desk. And so today I got like such a big jumble of stuff. So I got health insurance stuff. I put a tarot deck on my desk because I want to buy a similar one for my naturopath. I've got like a receipt. I've just got headphones. I've just got like a big mess. I've even, if you have a dog, you will know what this is. This is like the thing for the poo bags. And so I actually have a bin next to me. So once I'm done with the item, I can just, throw it out. And I've also got my handbag because there's lots of random stuff in my handbag that it's not about cleaning physically, but these are just reminders of things I need to do. And so I will just, gosh, there's so much stuff in here. I will just, I've got a USB stick. So I'm just putting everything on my desk. So basically, physically and digitally, you just need to collect everything you have. And so what most people do is that either they will use a sheet of paper, like a Post-it note, to say, oh, I need to go to the doctor's, I need to book this, I need to do that, or they will use their email inbox. The issue with Post-it notes and notebooks is that you lose them, and if you don't constantly have them with you, the whole system collapses. And, on my desk, I also have my phone, important because, you want to have all the places where information comes through. So like all the inputs. And so if you get text messages, if you get voicemails, you want to be able to access that whilst you're at your computer or at the place where you do your sorting out your stuff. So for me, what I do is I use an app that's called Todoist. It's in the browser of my computer and also on my phone. And it's got like, I won't show you my Todoist because it does have sensitive information in there. But basically, it's got like an inbox feature where I can just write all my to-dos and then I can, sort them out and triage them. And I have a blog post on Todoist. And so I will just link to that if you want to know more about the platform itself. But basically, it provides a very natural way to write all your to-dos with just normal language. And actually, it will recognize what the language is. And so if you say tomorrow, it will schedule it for tomorrow. If you say #health, it will put it in your health folder. So really, at the beginning of the morning, I just do a brain dump. And so I won't do my brain dump live because there's just too much stuff to go through right now. And I would, on a day where I really need to sort my shit out, I take about an hour, or, you don't want to use it as a procrastination task. So basically just set yourself a time limit, like, I will take an hour to sort my life out and identify my priorities, and then I will get started on #real work. So for example, I've got things like a receipt. And so if things take a bit more than 2 minutes to do, or if I can't do them immediately, I will put them in my to-do. So here it's like scan receipt and put into QuickBooks. So that's my accounting. Then, things like the health insurance, what I wanted to do with it is actually check out the PDS of health insurance. And then I'll put a #health and it will sort it out in my health folder. So you probably don't want to spend all day watching me do this at the computer. It's very boring. But basically what I do once I've collected all these random items, I will go in my inbox, my email inbox. And to go back to the previous point, why it's not I've got 12 new emails, which is very unusual for me. I usually get much fewer than that. Why it's not good to use inbox as your prioritization system is that it's very reactive. Basically, if you use your inbox, your priorities are going to be determined by someone else, by the email they send you, by how fast you think you should reply, versus a prioritization system should really be proactive and creative. It should be determined by you. So what I do sometimes when I've got an email that takes me more than 2 minutes to answer, I will put it in my to-do list as something that I need to do, such as reply to email by this person, especially if I need to gather more information, or, if there was a reason why I couldn't do it in 2 minutes, I'll be send email to Yuming and look up their overdue invoice. That's not a real task, but it's an example of where actually it's kind of a task that has 2 steps. And so I need to do the 2 steps to complete it. So basically I will go through my email with, the express target of anything that can be answered to in less than 2 minutes, I will do straight away. And if it takes more than 2 minutes, I'll put it in the prioritization system. And what is really useful, at least in Todoist, is that you can put labels like P1, P2, P3. And that creates your prioritization system. And I also forgot what I would also do is go into my calendar, look at any meetings I have today. So today I don't have any meetings apart from my meditation course in the evening. So really I have the whole day to do what I want. And then, for me, because I'm an editor, I would have a different system where I have all my editing clients and things like that. So I'll put that in my Todoist. And basically, I allow myself to just have this clean slate. And the reason why it's so important to do that collection of items, have it be comprehensive, and then prioritize them, to schedule your day or time block your day, which I can go into at a later video, is that then you don't have all that stuff floating around your brain. Because really your brain is just like your Chrome browser. If you have too many tabs open, it's just going to crash and just be really slow. And so that's called the Zeigarnik effect. So basically when you have open loops in your brain, it just reduces your short-term memory, your long-term memory, your processing speed, exactly like a computer. And so by having that system where you can know that everything is in there, and that's why it's so critical that it's comprehensive, then your brain can relax. Because if things are missing from your system, like if you have to buy batteries, but you try and keep it in your head, then you won't trust the system because you know that the system is incomplete. And so I would really encourage you that if you've got a productivity system, just overshare, even if you put stuff that's like really dumb. So here, I've got things like update ResearchGate profile, call radiology clinic. I've done that. Text Teresa about bookkeeping. So even really, really minute stuff. But because it's in there, before I go to work, my mind is actually quite calm. Sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed when I get to my desk, but I don't have to have all that stuff floating around my head. And so today, that I just wanted to cover how I set up my day for maximum success. And so how I'll actually continue my day is that I will sort out all my tasks. And at the moment, really health is my priority. And so I've got quite a few health tasks. And so I will do these. I actually need to go to the doctors and drop off some stuff. So I will do that. And so even though it's kind of eating up in my most productive part of the day, which is the morning, because health is my priority at the moment, then it makes sense to do that before my editing. So then really, go into that into another video, is like, then you have to really be clear on your personal and professional priorities. And I would say try and do the higher priority tasks in the morning or first thing, except if you're the kind of person where you're really asleep in your head in the morning. But then, because it means that if something interrupts your day, then the most important things have been done. I'm going to leave it at that. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm just going to, do what I said I would do. And I'll probably check in tomorrow and maybe share some other tips.